You were told that college was the key to everything. A good job, a good life, a house, a future. But what if I told you that Americans owe $1.9 trillion in student loan debt, more than all credit card and auto loan debt combined? That 40% of students drop out before they graduate? That over half of graduates think their degree wasn't worth the cost? And that if you stop paying, the government can now seize your wages and your tax refund? They sold you a promise. They financed it with your future. And for 43 million Americans, the bill is still due. This is the biggest financial experiment in American history. And you are the experiment. You're 17 years old. You're sitting in the school counselor's office. She's smiling. She has a stack of brochures on her desk. She says, "Have you thought about college?" And the way she says it makes it clear. This isn't a question. It's an expectation. College isn't optional. College is what you do. Everyone says so. Your parents, your teachers, your counselor. The entire system surrounding you has one message. Go to college or your life will be worse. Nobody in that room mentions the number $1.9 trillion. Nobody says the word debt. Nobody shows you the other brochure. The one with the dropout rate, the underemployment statistics, and the monthly payment schedule that follows you for 20 years. They show you the campus. They show you the dream. And they hand you a pen. You pick a school. Maybe it's a state university. Maybe it's a private college your parents can't afford, but the aid letter made it look affordable. You don't understand the difference between grants and loans. The financial aid letter says, aid package, $35,000. You think that means help. You don't realize that $25,000 of that help is money you'll have to pay back with interest. And the interest starts the moment you sign. The average cost of a public university is over $27,000 per year. A private university? Over $58,000. Some schools, Brown, Tulane, Williams, cost over $100,000 per year for those who don't receive aid. Even with financial aid, the average student borrows $31,960. The average federal student loan balance at graduation is $39,547. But here's the part nobody explains. You're borrowing money against a future version of yourself that doesn't exist yet. You're 18 years old. You've never had a full-time job. You don't know if your major will lead to employment. It's the only loan in America given to someone with no income, no assets, and it's the only loan you can't discharge in bankruptcy. Student loans follow you forever, until you pay them off, or until you die, whichever comes first. And 40% of you won't even finish. 40% of students who start college drop out every year. Only 41% of students graduate in 4 years. Some take 5, some take 6. And the ones who don't finish are in the worst position. They have the debt, but not the degree. They owe $20,000 to $40,000 for a diploma they never received. A dropout with student debt earns 35% less than a graduate. They have the worst of both worlds, the cost without the credential. But let's say you're in the 60% who finish. You graduate, cap and gown, parents crying, Instagram photo, and then you enter the job market with a piece of paper and a payment due in 6 months. Graduates earn more than non-graduates. That sounds like a win until you subtract the loan payments. After debt adjustment, the premium drops. Students spend 23% of increased earnings on loans. For master's holders, that's 57%. That's a subscription to your education you can never cancel. And the payments are relentless. Some pay $500, some $1,000 or more for 20 years. While the balance grows, as of 2025, 10% of federal student loans are delinquent. Over 4 million borrowers are in some stage of delinquency. And the government has resumed collections, including wage garnishment and tax refund seizure. They will take the money from you. And what does this debt do to your life? Everything. Student loan debt delays home purchases. It delays marriage. It delays having children. It delays retirement savings. It delays the life you went to college to build. 52% of federal student loan borrowers are over 35. 20% are over 50. There are people approaching retirement still paying for a degree they earned in the 1990s. The debt follows you through your entire adult life. And the schools? The schools know this. Tuition has tripled since 1980. Total student debt went from $500 billion in 2006 to $1.8 trillion in 2024. That's not inflation. That's an industry that discovered it could charge anything because the government would loan students anything. The universities raised prices because they could. The government backed the loans because it believed in the product. And the students, 17 years old, sitting in a counselor's office, holding a glossy brochure, paid the price for both. And nobody talks about the alternative. Suggesting college might not be the right path for everyone is treated like heresy in American culture. Trades, stigmatized. Apprenticeships, invisible. Starting a business, too risky. The entire system funnels young people toward a 4-year degree because that's what the system sells. Counselors are measured by college enrollment rates. High schools celebrate acceptance letters, not apprenticeship placements. And parents push their children toward it because they believe, genuinely, lovingly believe, that a degree will protect them. But the data is shifting. Wages for workers with a high school degree or less have risen faster than any other group in recent years. Skilled tradespeople, electricians, plumbers, welders are in massive demand and earning $60,000 to $100,000 with zero student debt. Meanwhile, 58% of college graduates say their degree wasn't worth the cost. Not wasn't useful, wasn't worth it. More than half of the people who finished, who did everything right, looked back and said the math didn't work. And yet the machine keeps running. Every fall, 20 million students enroll. The brochures get glossier. The tuition goes up. And another generation of 17-year-olds sit in a counselor's office, looking at photos of green lawns and smiling students, and sign a contract they don't understand for a future they can't predict with money they don't have. Years pass. You're 34 now. You graduated 12 years ago. You have a degree in communications. You work in marketing. You make $58,000 a year, which is fine, except you still owe $31,000 in student loans. Your monthly payment is $340 every month. For 8 more years. You've already paid $28,000, most of it interest. You rent an apartment. You can't buy a house because your debt-to-income ratio disqualifies you from most mortgages. Your friends who skipped college, one's a licensed electrician. He owns a house. He has no debt. He makes $85,000 a year. You don't resent him. You resent the system that told you his path was less valuable than yours. Then one evening, your little sister calls. She's 17. She's sitting in the counselor's office. She says, "I think I'm going to apply." And your stomach drops. Because you remember the brochure. You remember the financial aid letter that said aid, but meant debt. And you want to say, don't, please. Look at the trades. Look at anything that doesn't start with $40,000 in debt. But she sounds excited, and your parents are proud. And the counselor is smiling. And the system is doing exactly what it's designed to do. So you take a breath, and you say, just. Read the financial aid letter carefully, every line, because nobody told me the difference. And the cycle continues.